America caught without his wings.
Alright Hollywood, Marvel movies used to be like pizza. Even the bad ones were pretty good. But lately they've tasted a bit like microwave leftovers. So does Captain America Brave New World deliver fresh, hot pizza, or is it another reheated mess? Well, I watched it so you don't have to. By the by, I'm the movie guy and let's start this video. The movie starts with Thaddeus Ross, the newly elected president of the United States. Ross promises peace and unity, which is great, unless you remember him as the guy whose main hobby was turning Hulk into an anger management case study. The media remembers it. Sam Wilson is working with the government on a top secret assignment. He is supposed to retrieve a very important container that will be sold by a terrorist organization called Serpent. Right off the bat, we start with an action scene, but not necessarily a good one. The editing is very clunky, there's way too many cuts for the action that is on screen. He goes to free the hostages, he finds some dudes in the hallway, and then he also finds out that the leader of Serpent is there. He is named Sidewinter. So after he beats everyone down and saves all the hostages, he goes after him, while Joaquin Torres, the new Falcon, goes for the container. Sidewinter is played by Gus Fring, so obviously he's going to do more than get caught in the first scene. Sam fights a mini-boss battle in an underwhelming fight. Sam has his obligatory superhero struggle, gets beaten up, remembers he's Captain America, gets angry, and wins. Torres retrieves the container, and all is good. Sam and Joaquin finally catch a break, but Ross is already facing another kind of battle. Family drama. Ross has some problems with his daughter. She will not speak to him as she was the former girlfriend of the Hulk and Ross was the hunter of Hulk. Sam and Joaquin train with Isaiah Bradley, a super soldier. That is until Sam gets a call from the president. Isaiah is not happy that Sam is working for the president. He hates Ross and for good reason. He was imprisoned and experimented on by the system. Sam tells him his motivation. The people are scared enough as it is about the possibility of war and destruction, and they need reassurance. Captain America standing beside the president is reassurance. He also says that all three of them were invited to the White House. There, Ross tells Sam that he wants him to rebuild the Avengers, but under his helm, which Sam doesn't like. After all, it was Ross who disbanded the Avengers in the first place. At the White House, all of the world leaders are present. Ross introduces adamantium, a rare and very flexible material that has been found, and he wants all the leaders to sign a treaty that means all countries will have adamantium. A song is played and Isaiah snaps. He grabs a gun, shoots after Ross, and other agents from the building join. Isaiah escapes and Sam is hot on his heels, and in the end, Isaiah is finally cornered and surrenders. Sam goes to Ross in the presidential bunker. He wants to investigate. He doesn't believe that Isaiah would try to assassinate the president on his own. He says that someone must have hypnotized or manipulated him. Ross is mad as hell and he fires Sam. Not only that, but he tells Sam that he's no Steve Rogers, which pisses him off. The first act is over and it's time for a retrospective. The first thing that I noticed about the film is that the action scenes are bad. Like, I could barely understand what was going on in the White House fight scene. Too much editing, the camera just seems to want to hide every impact point. The CGI thus far looks poor at best. It's not a good look up until now. Sam visits Isaiah in jail. Isaiah tells him that he cannot remember the attack. He remembers a part of the presentation and then blackout. He only remembers surrendering. He warns Sam to stay away from this and he looks very scared. The acting of Carl Lumbly is amazing in this scene. Sam and Joaquin have to find out on their own what really happened at the White House, and it doesn't take them too long to put the mystery together here. The assignment that they did in Mexico, Serpent were supposed to hand off the canister to a buyer. The buyer never showed up, so he must be involved in this thing as well. Sam Wilson is part-time Sherlock Holmes, everyone. Sam gets attacked by Sidewinter and he captures him in the end. Sam gets a call from the buyer who delivers a warning, and now it's official. He was behind the White House attack. All the leaders that were in the White House when the thing happened, they don't want to deal with the US anymore because they can't control their own country. Ross promises to smooth things over with Japan so that the other leaders will follow suit. Joaquin tracks the call from the buyer and it leads to a black site called Echo 1 in Virginia, so they pack up their things and drive over? I thought these guys could fly. While on a flight over to Japan, Ross receives a call from the buyer and apparently they have history. The buyer promises revenge on Ross because he didn't hold his end of the bargain. What bargain? We're gonna find out. Answer seems to be at Echo 1 and Sam and Joaquin just arrived there. They break into the facility, get some information from there, and then the buyer appears. His name is Samuel Stearns, and he is a super genius. He can solve any problems in the world. He wants to expose Roth for what he has done, but Sam doesn't agree with his methods of using innocent people. Stearns escapes and sends in his goons, which are beaten down by the hero duo. On the political side, talks with Japan break down after the Prime Minister of Japan receives verified intel that the US was part of the initial stolen container of adamantium from the beginning of the film, so Ross decides to attack any Japan ship that gets close to adamantium. Tensions are boiling. We're halfway through and the conspiracy finally clear. Well, kind of. Time to pause and reflect. How is this movie actually holding up so far? I have some more criticism. First of all, the dialogue is as MCU as ever. If you like it, then it's a plus. I personally don't, so it's a minus for me. At the same time, the story is disappointing. I mean, the points are there for a compelling story, but the journey to these different points is very poor, and Sam just has amazing hindsight. It's almost as if he knows the script for every mystery in the film. It's a very cheap way of solving it. Sam finds out from Sidewinter that Stern had some blood from Hulk in his system from the Harlan fight, and when Ross found out, he put more gamma rays into him, basically turning his mind into a supercomputer. The deal between the two was that Stern has to help Ross become president in order to get his freedom, which obviously didn't happen, so Stern orchestrated the upcoming war with Japan. Also, why does Sidewinter know all of this? Maybe Stern needed to vent to someone. Sam convinces Ross to tell his fighter jets to stand down, but it's too late. Stern mind controls two pilots and they attack the Japan ships. So now the hero duo suit up and go save the day once again, and they do it. They fly, stop missiles, get shot by Japan, Joaquin gets shot down, and Sam gets mad and ends the action scene. Meanwhile, Ross gets super angry and starts feeling some changes in his body. Stern is on his speaker and eggs him on, making him even more angry. In the end, Ross receives a good piece of news, so he calms himself down before anything bad happens. After a near disaster with fighter jet, Sam Wilson hits rock bottom. But don't worry, Bucky's here for a well-timed cameo and motivational pep talk. Because what's an MCU movie without at least one comforting friend scene? Ross finally gets through on a call with his daughter, and they set up a meet for later. He goes directly to a press conference, which was part of Stern's plan all along. He plays a recording of their call from earlier in the movie, and now Ross is very angry. So angry that he turns into Red Hulk. We really didn't like him when he is angry, and Red Hulk is now a bad guy, so he starts attacking everyone. Act 2 ended here. Anthony Mackie plays Sam Wilson with his overconfident swagger. He smirks like he's auditioning for a cologne ad rather than saving the world. In contrast, Harrison Ford's Ross generally feels layered and conflicted. You're never sure if he's a reluctant hero or a hidden villain. I think that his arc is really good. He's a ticking time bomb. He overshadows Sam. And now it's time for Captain America's big final fight. But does it deliver, or is it just another mediocre battle in a movie filled with them? I'm not gonna go into way too many details about it though. There's nothing too crazy here. It's very much like the mini boss fight from the beginning. Red Hulk beats Sam down before Sam gets angry and lands a better hit, and Red Hulk is down, but not for forever. He gets back up, he reminds himself of his daughter, and returns to being just Ross. He's taken to receive immediate medical attention. It's time for the final scene. Sam and Ross talk. Sam compliments him on coming clean with everything and agreeing to give up his position. As a finale of Ross's arc, his daughter comes to visit him. In the post-credits scene, Stern warns Sam that he calculated an inevitable end to Earth when the others come. And just like that, problem solved. Imagine being the janitor at the White House after the president hulks out. Captain America Brave New World isn't exactly a brave step for the MCU. It's more like cautiously stepping over a puddle to avoid messing up your shoes. Harrison Ford's performance as Ross is intriguing, but mediocre action, predictable mysteries, and a CGI mess hold it back. Watch it if you have 2 hours to kill, or skip it to rewatch literally anything else. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like me watching this movie so you didn't have to, click the like button to save others from a similar fate. Comment below if you're brave enough to watch Brave New World yourself, and subscribe for more cinematic rescue missions. Until next time, keep on watching movies, guys.